Hi, I'm Jane, this is Nick, and together we're walking Wainwright's coast to coast. So we're now starting day 3, leg 3 of our coast to coast adventure. Today's walk is going to take us from Rosthwaite through beautiful Borrowdale and then up Greenup, walking up Greenup Gill, up Greenup Pass, and then down the Easedale Valley into Grasmere. And Wainwright describes it as a walk in heaven. So we're very much looking forward to this. And today we're joined by Toby. Toby has joined us all the way from Durham University.
Yep.
He's just graduated.
Yep.
And he's a very good walker. At this stage, everything is well signed. Once you get up onto the fells, things aren't as well signed. So obviously you need to bring maps. Yeah, that's Eagle Fell that you can see now, which is 1,650 feet. We're going to be heading out of the valley. We've got to cross a ridge of high fells and then we make it to the top of them, which is often seen as a full summit by people. They're followed by Lining Crag. We're heading up the side of Greenup Gill at the moment. It's just speckling on a bit with rain. Getting a bit higher every step we take. It's an amazing view once you get up a bit of height, back down into Borrowdale. Shows you where we've walked, and then we're getting a lot nearer to Eagle Crag. We're gaining on its height. We've met a few people doing the coast to coast on this leg. It seems to be quite a popular route. We've got to cross a little waterfall. I dread to think what this track would be like in periods of really heavy rain. Actually pretty grim. We're sitting at the bottom, sheet and rain. Looking at a slippy, horrible looking track. Wet. Sort of looking a little bit dejected companions. A wonderful view from base camp at Lining Crag of what Wainwright describes as a prairie of drumlins. And looking up at the beast itself and the rocky staircase we're going to be traversing in just 1 minute. There are no videos of me coming up Lining Crag because it was as hard as I thought. Harder probably because the rocks were really slippy and wet. But anyway, we made it. I can't actually believe it. This last bit is really nice once you get to the top. But getting there was a challenge. Huge personal challenge, but the views are definitely worth it, as everybody says. The walk up to Greenup Pass is sort of fairly easy to find. Lining Crag at 1,775 feet. It's starting to look small from up here. I'm so pleased I managed to do that. That was a huge ambition of mine and a huge fear, and I've done it. I'm sure if I can do it, anyone can. You can just spot Derwentwater in the distance over there. We've picked up a bit of height now. That there is Eagle Crag. We're heading on to the part of the section where the slabs have been put down. I think historically it's been boggy up here. There's not many people about, but we do keep meeting certain people. We keep passing each other as we go to stop for breaks. So we've reached the Twin Cairns, marking the Greenup Pass. Lovely view of the Whitburn Valley. Got to be careful not to go off down into that. Wainwright calls it the Whitburn Trap. We're heading straight on in that direction. And we can see the valley ahead, Easedale Valley, that we're going to be walking down into. It's a good sight. Can't see Grasmere as yet. It's a really good track. It's hard to believe we've come from up there. It is a steep little track down, but it doesn't feel as steep as it looks up there. And that is the high route. The high route takes in 3 summits, which are Calf Crag, Gibson Knot and Helm Crag, which is sometimes called the Line of the Lamb. Each section of the coast to coast so far has been like a mini adventure in itself. Experiencing lots of different types of terrain, meeting so many different people. We're now heading into Grasmere. It's been amazing. This is our 3rd stage of the coast to coast. It's a Lakeland classic, this route. So 9 miles, setting off from Rosthwaite, walking up Borrowdale, past Greenup Gill, heading up to Lining Crag, conquering Lining Crag, then into Far Easedale, and a lovely walk down Far Easedale into Grasmere, where we're heading for now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be doing our next leg in 2 days' time. That is Grasmere to Patterdale. So I thought it would be fitting to end today's walk with a visit to the final resting place of Wordsworth, which is St Oswald's Church in Grasmere itself. He's buried here along with his sister Dorothy, his wife Mary, his children and other members of his family. Wordsworth died in 1850. He caught a cold while on a country walk and then developed pleurisy. So maybe that's a bit of a lesson a lesson not to catch a cold while we're out on a country walk. So I thought it would be fitting to read a few lines from a poem that Wordsworth wrote about grief. It's called She Dwelt Among the Untrodden Ways, a violet by a mossy stone, half hidden from the eye, fair as a star when only one is shining in the sky. It's a very simple gravestone for Wordsworth, but in a very beautiful place.